and we want the fans out of their seat. We want to score goals. We want to give them, momentum on our side, and then on the flip side is when we don't have the ball, is it we got to be dogs.
It's just a perfect ball, and because it just hangs up there and Musa times the leap perfectly, now he's floating in the air. He can judge it where he wants. The ball's at his mercy, and so is the goal.
And we are live. Welcome everyone to the Afterburn Soccer Show as we get things going here, and invite you all who are joining us hopefully over the next few minutes. Break down a huge weekend for FC Dallas and for North Texas Soccer Club with playoff implications all over the place. We're here to have some fun tonight, to be in a good mood because things are good right now for FC Dallas and North Texas. Still a lot to go. Still a lot of things can happen. But right now we're going to enjoy this fun that we've been having. Of course, I'm Nathan. You can follow me at Afterburn Soccer over on X. And with us is our buddy Jose at El Chico Carmona.
What's up, everybody?
And Chris Winters is back with us at C Wintus, and enjoy his coverage over on Third Degree of North Texas as of late too, because there's just a lot. There's a lot to feast and take in right now if you're a fan of these teams. So we'll start right off the bat with FC Dallas welcoming Colorado Rapids. There was money waged last week. Chris, you missed it. There was some money on the line.
That's what I heard.
And it did not go the way of our Rapids fan and friend. So some folks' bank accounts will get a little blessing, get a little gift off of that, because FC Dallas took care of business 3-1 at home. And even though Rapids got that goal, and it was kind of a disappointing goal for Dallas to give up, Rapids really didn't threaten too much in this one. I mean, they had a moment or two. They had some pressure. They placed Dallas under, but really, FC Dallas could have scored a couple of more goals with a bit more luck. But no need to be greedy. 3-1 goals from Petar Musa. A first goal from Christian Cappis, who, what a signing this guy has been. And then an own goal. But really it was instigated by Pedrinho after Quill really talked him up after last week's performance. It was fun to see him go out and just play with such confidence and create that opportunity that really credit should go to him for his attacking play. So a lot to enjoy. Let's just do some reactions. Jose, what was your reaction about this win for FC Dallas?
I mean, it just continues that feeling from the week ago, that where you just feel like this team's suddenly clicking. I have to say that my hope is up, and that's dangerous as an FC Dallas fan. But this team's on a tear. I mean, their last 9 games, you got 4 wins, 4 draws, 2 wins in a row, of course, 2 impressive wins in a row. And then the only loss in that 9-game stretch is that wild shootout with New York City FC. That FC Dallas, frankly, should have won. They found a way to lose that game. That's the game they were leading, and they should have won that game. I mean, they win that game, and we're talking about positioning. We're not even talking about sneaking into the playoffs. This team has been a tear. It just seems to be clicking at the end of the year, something we've seen other teams do time and time again, and have rarely seen FC Dallas do, and it seems that that's the way the winds are blowing, and I'm getting really optimistic, which is, like I said, is dangerous as FCD fan. So I'm pretty happy right now. I like the way that game flowed. It was very uh, at no point I think that I feel like the Rapids could win that game or come back. In all honesty,
But it's good to feel. It's good to feel some confidence right now. And I'm curious about those listening in on the show right now, if how confident you're feeling about this team and where they are with this late push and this run of play. Chris, what was your reaction to this performance?
Yeah, I mean, kind of similar to Jose's. Obviously, very happy. Didn't feel like Colorado was that dangerous during the game. I mean, it really felt like FC Dallas should have had at least, one or two more goals, if we're being honest. I mean, with as much offensive firepower that we had, which is exciting. And, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I do think, not to, rag on Colorado a bit, but I feel like they've been one of those teams as of late that hasn't been in great form. They did win, I think, one of their last few, but they lost against the Galaxy. And then I think they lost one of the last games previous to that. But, I mean, you got to win when you can. FC Dallas is now unbeaten in their last 6. Like you said, Jose mentioned earlier, the one loss before that was against New York City FC. So overall, really happy. I think you have a lot of guys who were playing really well. Like Delgado has been, obviously it was a good game from him. Bernie's finally finding his form on things. So yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, it's been exciting to watch.
Yeah, a lot of contributions. In fact, let's just go ahead and jump over to kind of some of Eric Quill responding to Big D Soccer's question in the post game, just sort of about the performance and really the collective growth of this team. Here's what he had to say.
I mean, a lot like last week, we started out front-footed, wave after wave, aggressive to get the first goal. Great first goal. Kept our foot on the gas, had a mistake that kind of poked a hole in our momentum bubble. But then we showed our character and got back the game again and scored a great set-piece goal. And second half, floodgates up. I mean, we just, I thought physically we looked great. I thought we were getting stronger as the game went on. And that's a credit to our sports performance staff and what they do and getting these guys prepared, and especially the late stages of the game. And our subs came in and, I mean, raised the level, every one of them. And that's all I can ask. That's what I hope for and challenge them with every pregame, is that everybody's contribution who enters the game is needed. And whether it's 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is, play your off. Because we know every game's a final. If we tie that game or lose that game, our chances of getting where we want to get into the playoffs is a lot slimmer. So I'm just proud of what this team is becoming. I mean, they're just playing their hearts out. They're playing together. They're playing for each other. They're playing for our fans. Like they're giving the club what they deserve. And that as their coach, I'm loving every second I get to coach them, because what you see on that field tonight and last weekend is what I'm seeing every day in training, and that's powerful. That is powerful, and that wins games. When that culture is killing it in the grass, when nobody's looking, besides our own selves, that's when you know you have something. So I love these guys, and they're playing out of their minds.
I'm taking this all in so far, and again, nothing's assured yet. I just took a quick screenshot here of just where FC Dallas is in this situation here. Let's see if I can squeeze that out. There we go. But yeah, I mean, we're in the 9th place spot, so we're in the play-in game right now against Colorado if the season ended today. But just 1 point ahead of Houston, who got a win last week, 2 points ahead of San Jose, who lost, and oh gosh, I can't even read. And Salt Lake is hanging around there, of course. This is a tight situation. And even if we come out and win this weekend, we're still, at best at 40 points. Maybe we could leapfrog Colorado, but who knows? It might be a different opponent in that 8th spot if we can get this win this weekend against Portland. But it's a huge win against Portland. We'll come back to that. But so with that in mind, this team hasn't won anything, but just the way this team has been playing as of late, you go back to how Eric Quill started this season, wanting dogs, wanting a certain mentality, and the ups and downs and the deep disappointments of blown leads, of poor home performances. It seems that something has really clicked. And even if Dallas doesn't make the playoffs or go on a run, I think there's good reason for FC Dallas fans to say, hey, there's something here. There's something here to build on for next year. So we'll have time to get into that conversation. But just hearing his passion and his appreciation, because we've been times we have questioned whether he was the right fit. It's fun to see. It's fun to see sort of that trust that the front office has placed in him, the patience, but also the players have really buying in. I think that's one of the messages we've seen from this run, this streak. And here's the question. I think we'll talk about this with North Texas too when we get there. But in their form where they are right now, what does it mean that this is a team that probably a lot of teams wouldn't want to play right now, right? Would you agree with that, Jose?
Agreed. I think they're, regardless of what you think of FC Dallas, if they get into the playoffs, they'll have done it on a run of excellent form. And nobody wants to play a team like that. Nobody wants to play a team that comes in excellent form. You'd rather just get an opponent that is struggling or has injuries, and whatever you think of FC Dallas quality or level of talent, at the end of the day, if they get into the playoffs, they'll have done it on the back of some excellent play across the board, and nobody wants to run against that.
Chris, I mean, this is something you've talked about too. I think, and Jose has talked about with North Texas in the same kind of situation. But yeah, I mean, when you have Petar Musa scoring 16 goals, and some of those things he's created himself. Like, it's not like he's had the best service, but he had good service on Saturday night. But coming with a striker who's in form, who's scoring, who's confident, and a team that's starting to gel together. That puts a little fear in you, right? If you're having to line up against them.
No, 100%. I think you said it perfectly. I mean, you've got, and even adding on to that, not only Musa, but I think Farrington's played well too, and the pairing of them has looked really well. But if FC Dallas gets in the playoffs, I mean, they are a team that plays well on the road. Any team is going to be scared of that, obviously. So, I would like our matchup against if everything held as today, right? If we end up playing Colorado in the first play-in game, by all means, Colorado would be a great matchup for us. But other than that, I mean, on the road the entire way there, I like our odds for a team that has no expectations. We didn't think anything of it. We're sitting the beginning of the year. We're like, man, this team is, dead to right. There's nothing going on with this team. And now we're all of a sudden being like, hey, this team could be a scary team in playoffs. It's exciting.
Yeah. Well, this question too, I asked it over on Reddit, trying to stir up a little something there, but just Petar Musa with his 16th. I mean, the guy is so great this season, and it's even made us fear that some bigger club, since we bought him from Benfica, some bigger club's going to come swooping in at some point. So, kind of pose this question to you guys: at what point do we start talking about Musa as the best striker FC Dallas has ever signed, has ever brought into this club? And we've had some good strikers. There's been some very famine years. I mean, there's been some down years. But we think of guys like Jeff Cunningham, Jason Kreis, Bobby Ryan, Blas Perez, Ricardo Pepi, to say the least. But has Musa, is he pushing himself into another category? Chris, what do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, I think he is right now in the top echelon of FC Dallas strikers. It's just undoubtedly with his level of play, what he's brought to the team. Um, Unfortunately, it's a matter of when it happens rather than if, because some team is going to come down if they haven't already, knocking down FC Dallas's door and be like, we need him on our team because he's a phenomenal striker. So it's been a pleasure to watch him for as long as we have, and hopefully we get to see more of him too.
Yeah. Jose, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think if there's going to be any argument about it, it'll get killed the minute that Petar Musa breaks the all-time scoring record for one season. He at the pace he's going, he's on pace to finish with around 20 goals this season. And mind you, you can look at all the goals he scored, but the bottom line is in the last 9 games, Petar Musa has 9 goals and 2 assists, and that includes missing a full half against Austin and playing only 8 minutes the following game. So in reality, he's done all that in about 7.5 games worth of playing time. He is red hot. He just even don't forget that 10-man game where he scored and got this team the draw. He's in scintillating form right now. He is carrying this team on his shoulders right now, and this team will go as far as Petar Musa takes them. And yes, absolutely. Like I said, he's on pace to break that record. I think he'll do it. And if he does that, then we absolutely need to start worrying, because that will absolutely draw eyes towards him. And don't forget that he just got named as an alternate for the Croatian national team. So if he gets on that team and gets minutes, God forbid he scores there, yes, absolutely. I think he's a guy that is honestly living up to the hype. I mean, this is a guy that the team went out and spent a lot of money on, and we have a long history of Stroud left and right when spending top money. And this man has come in and he's only gotten better and better and better. And yeah, I'm worried that he won't be with us much longer. And I don't mean this offseason. I'm more worried about the guys. This team has history of selling their best players mid-season. That's my big concern.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. It's going to be interesting.
But for now, I'm loving it, and I think once he breaks, I believe he'll do it, and once he does, I have to say if he does because he hasn't done it, but if he does, then I think that'll honestly throw away any argument anybody can make, because I mean he's followed a sensational season last. He had a really good season last year, and he's built on that, and it's even better this year. So. Not a fluke.
But that was kind of good news. I think it's sort of floating under the radar. I mean, I know like Shaq Moore was named as sort of a substitute or a substitute list at one point, but the team hasn't put anything out on it, I don't believe. But interesting news that Petar Musa has been named to that kind of that deep as in case guys get injured. So he's on the list of guys that they could bring in. So it's unlikely he'll be in the World Cup, but who knows?
Yeah, if he's like an alternate on the U.S. men's national team, you don't want to announce that. All the social media people out there will lose their mind over it in a negative way, and yeah, it's a good reason they don't do that. They don't announce their alternates because it'll be full of MLS guys.
Yeah. Well, other little nugget in this, couple of little nuggets we could talk about. Just Jacob Jackson got his second start in goal, which I thought was interesting. Michael Collodi was back and ready to go, had finished serving his suspension, but Jacob Jackson got the nod. I don't know. I don't know if anyone asked about that in the post game, or if it was just that, hey, let's go with some continuity in this moment from Eric Quill.
You go with the hot hand?
Yeah, go with the hot hand. I mean. And it was fine. I mean, the one goal he gave up, really not much he could do about that. Just a weird one. But otherwise, solid. I mean, I like what I see from him. And I haven't even checked his stats to see, is he taller than Michael Collodi? Because Michael Collodi is not the tallest.
I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah.
I'm fairly sure he is too.
And, some coaches want that. Some coaches want that taller goalkeeper. just for that little extra advantage potentially. So
He's only listed at 5'11", so
it's not much. I think Colodey's 5'10". Is that right? Something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. So
So
not that different.
Yeah,
All right.
I mean, they're not much of a difference, but like I said, you go with the hot hand, and I think that's what you're
yep.
seeing here is the coach says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and I applaud it. I mean, I would have cheered on regardless of whether it's Colodi or Jackson. I would have been happy either way. Uh, very confident in either goalkeeper, and I mean, how many teams could say that you've got three goalkeepers that you are more than happy to put out there and are very confident you can get wins with them. I mean, I don't think anybody can say that.
The other little piece, I just love Nolan Norris getting some minutes. I mean, we haven't seen him in a bit. It was late. I mean, maybe 5, so minutes, but getting him some minutes before he goes off to the U20 World Cup coming up is probably a good little thing to boost him a bit. Of course, Pedrinho. That was the curveball last week in the press conference at post game when Quill said Pedrinho has been playing great and how proud he is of him, because there was some part of the drama there with Lucho, and so to have that vote of confidence and come out and
I think that's just that's more to do with who he was hanging out with than himself. I mean, he's a young impressionable player. Of course, he's got a player around him that he wants to learn from. And I can see a young player, picking up the wrong things from there. And he was punished. He was sent down to North Texas for a bit. And I'm glad he's shaking it off. That's the mark of someone who's become a true professional, is being able to put that aside and then show the team that you deserve to be on getting minutes. And this team's better with Pedrinho getting minutes. He is. He's a playmaker. And I feel a whole lot better knowing that if this team's desperate for a goal, he's someone that could come in and do that for you. There's very few. I mean, you having him and Julio coming off the bench, that's a luxury this team hasn't had all season.
Yeah. Chris, you want to add anything to that? Nolan and Pedrinho getting some minutes.
No, I mean, I think the only thing I would add is going back to Quill. I love the fact that he's coming out and saying that in that press conference, because I do think he does need that sort of positive reformation that he is playing well and he is going to get minutes on this team, especially as, he continues to develop as he is. So, shout out Quill. I think that was an awesome move by him, and, just riding high as we continue to do with this entire team.
Well, let's jump over to North Texas. I'm just going to try to figure out. I need to get. And I think I can figure it out here while we talk. But I was going to try to get Jaidyn's goal up so we can watch it and just enjoy it.
Mr. Back to Back.
Oh my Lord! What a. In fact, here it comes. Yeah, I think I can get it here if I can figure out how to do this. What a moment! Just so again, to set the scene for those catching up. North Texas was last week, was at home against Sporting Kansas City 2, the worst team in MLS Next Pro, and really disappointed. Just did not meet the moment. Got a go-ahead goal, and then gave up a late equalizer, and then lost the penalty kick shootout. And you could have said, hey, the story looks like it's been written with 3 games left after that one. They're on the outside looking in. It's going to be really tough, especially with 2 games on the road. But then they go they go up to Minnesota, who's a good team, and they took care of business. And it was a feisty game. Minnesota certainly had their opportunities. 10 saves for JT Harms in this one. A good, strong performance from the goalkeeper.
Standing on his head. That was great.
But then, Sam Sarver, who I think, Chris, you noted during the game, he looked a little off, like he wasn't his confident self. But then he was able to get on the break, create an opportunity. He wasn't able to score, but the ball sort of bounced in, got blocked a couple times, landed up to Caleb Swann, who just roofed it. into the back, into the net. Huge moment for Caleb, who's just, again, a young player. I think still getting his feet under him at this level, acclimating to professional soccer life. And then off of a corner kick, let me see if I can pull it up here. Just a massive goal from Jaidyn Contreras. And what I thought was great, Chris, that you teased out, this was a planned play. This was a designed play that North Texas has scouted and knew that Jaidyn could get it right there in that corner, take advantage of the space. So huge scouting, huge planning from this team on this one. Chris, let's start with you. What were your thoughts about this win?
I mean, I think the biggest takeaway is the fact that we've got 2 goals from 2 players not named Sam Sarver, and that is huge for this team. They've been looking for offensive output from players other than him, and albeit, Sam was credited with like the first assist, but I mean, everybody looked really well, really good. Diego Garcia just had some great through balls, the first of which, led to the first goal. But man, offensively, I just was really pleased with the team. And then I think the big other shout out is JT Harms. His progression over the season has just been phenomenal. He looked great. This is a game where you're sitting right outside the line of the playoffs and then you end up winning and now you're sitting in 6th. That's huge. That's a huge win by this team. Great run of form as of late, 9 points in the last 4 games. They did have the bump against Sporting Kansas City, but, looking at them overall the course of the season, they have struggled against Sporting Kansas City. Their last matchup also went to PKs and they lost. So for whatever reason, they just kind of struggle against them. But other than that, they just have played really well. And it's just been nice to see all these guys develop. And yeah, I was very pleased with the performance.
It's just about moments. I mean, Coach John Gall has said throughout the soccer is about moments. Soccer's goals change games, which it's some of his little mantra that he'll say. But it's fun to see. But sometimes that conversation happened when other teams had those moments against North Texas, and so it's fun for North Texas to have those moments and have young players have those moments. And Gall was just so full of praise for Caleb Swann, for Jaidyn Contreras, who have had to work through a lot to get to take advantage of some of these moments. Jose, what were your thoughts on this big win for North Texas?
You got to be excited, like Chris said. The having 2 teenagers score for you. This is a team that has, in the past couple of weeks, even though they're making that playoff push, they've been giving younger players minutes. And to see them come through, let me tell you something about Minnesota though before I continue. Just the right opponent at the right time. There's some opponents that you see on your schedule and go, yeah, I'm happy we're playing those guys. And when I say that, let me point out that North Texas currently has a 6-match unbeaten run, all wins against Minnesota United. And it's an all-time record of 8-1 against them. When you talk about a team that you can say with all confidence we have their number, North Texas has their number, and it took our goalkeeper standing on his head to make it happen. But this team just finds ways to defeat Minnesota United, and they did it. And now they've re-entered that conversation for the 4th seed. Now it's a long shot, but currently the team 5 points ahead of them in that position is Real Salt Lake. That's who they're playing, the Real Monarchs. They're playing them next week.
Yeah.
That's a 6-point swing right there. A win there sets up a hell of a showdown against LAFC, where North Texas would need help. They need both the Whitecaps and Monarchs to have bad results in the last week. But even then, finishing strong against, playoff teams, Minnesota United, Ventura County, Real Monarchs, that's a massive, massive dose of confidence that a young team needs. And these next 2 weeks, like I said, I believe they clinch a playoff spot with a win against Real Monarchs, and they put themselves in a good shot to at least be the, you know, I would say sixth place for sure, fifth place possibility, fourth place still there depending on results. They would need help to finish fourth, but this next 2 weeks very important, and that playing the kids is really paying off for North Texas right now.
Yeah, they're back home this weekend against Real Monarchs, who again are clinched. So clinched their playoff spot. It's just a matter of, but it's a huge game. I mean, you got to win. You get 3 points at home, and I think 3 points would pretty. I mean, I don't think it will mathematically do
3 points will clinch, but everyone that's behind North Texas is 2 points behind, so a draw isn't necessarily the end of the world. So any result they get against Real Monarchs is a good result, especially since they're on the road, I believe.
Yeah, and then they'll finish up at LAFC 2. You guys want to fly out? Let me
A tough
know.
opponent.
I'll be
A
there at
tough
that
opponent.
game. And I think that's the one I'm really curious, because if they can get the win this weekend, LAFC 2 may be eliminated by then. I think LAFC is not eliminated just mathematically yet, but it's all likelihood they're not. I mean, it's really I think it's very, very slim, but at 32.
Yes, but teams do,
Yeah.
eliminate like that, do like to play spoilers.
Yeah.
So
But
and
North Texas is going to say, "Hey, look at what they did to us last time they came in town. Like, we can't."
yeah, their last bad loss is against them. So
Yeah, we
yes,
gotta end this season at the very least.
no guarantees this season. So these next two games are huge. The team's playing great. It helps that our goalkeeper is finding his form, and that's what you need. You need the defense to get it figured out, and you need your offense to kick in gear. And North Texas is, I mean, they're making us sweat, but it's okay.
Yep.
I'm enjoying the ride.
Fun stuff. All right, so let's close out the show. Let's hit some preview, some predictions. Of course, FC Dallas is on the road to Portland. Portland has not been playing particularly well. They have been dropping points. They are so they'll definitely feel the pressure to get a big win at home, to get a result at home, and so it's an opportunity, I think, for FC Dallas to go up in a tough place to play. Portland is as tough as any place to play in this league. A lot of travel, but an opportunity though against a team that's been making mistakes, for FC Dallas to continue to climb and get some cushion with this schedule ahead. But let's start with North Texas before we end there with FC Dallas. And North Texas, of course, we said at home against Real Monarchs. I'm going to go with another 2-1 win. I still think, this team is young. They're going to make a mistake. They're going to make some mistakes in all these matches. But I do like the progression, and I'm hoping that Sam Sarver gets a goal, and that we see another goal from a youngster like Caleb Swann. It would be a nice touch on this one. Guys, Chris, what do you think?
I am gonna go. I'm being cautious. I'm gonna go a 1-1 draw, but I believe they're gonna end up winning in the shootout and get the 2 points.
Okay.
But I think it's gonna be a really close game because obviously both teams are fighting for a spot. So
You're talking about North Texas, right?
North Texas, correct? North Texas. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go with the 2-1 win. I think it'll be a close game. But like you said, they're struggling, and honestly, I'll have it down as 2-1, provided that North Texas doesn't shoot itself in the foot, and do something really dumb like a red card or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, this is the up and down. I mean, this is the roller coaster with the team. That things can happen. But let's close out then with FC Dallas. FC Dallas on the road to Portland. I think this run of play continues, and I think it's a game with some setbacks. Just Timbers are hard to play in their own house, and I know they have some injuries. They're missing some guys and stuff, but I think it's going to be a tough one on the road, but I think FC Dallas finds a way to get a point, a 2-2 draw on the road. It'll be a fun one for the neutrals to enjoy. Jose, what do you think?
I'm going to go with a repeat of the last match and go with a 2-0 win. Musa is red hot. He'll score again. The question is how early he scores. The sooner the better. He gets a first half goal. I'll feel very positive about a 2-0 win. If he doesn't, then I have to settle for a 1-0 win. But Musa's red hot right now. Portland couldn't stop him from scoring last time out, and they won't be able to stop him this time either. I'm not. This team's just on fire and playing a team that isn't. And mind you, Dallas is an excellent road team. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to them keeping it running, and they'll get a result.
Chris, we'll close out with you.
I'm going 1-0 win. I think similar to what Jose said, Petar Musa, he's on fire. He gets his goal. And I think they do a great job of, I think he actually gets it in the first half too. I think then the remainder of the game just kind of back and forth. They hold it down for the most part, but it's a big game for FC Dallas. I think they bring everything, and I think this team's just in great form right now. So we're going win.
Good. Well, we got a good little range there, and of course, this is an unpredictable league. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
But I love too. Quill said, and I think Gall is approaching it the same way. Pretty much every game at this point in the season is a playoff match. You're fighting for your life to get further in the postseason, and so I think that's true for both of these teams. They got to get points any way they can. It doesn't have to be pretty. But it means also it's really fun for us as fans to watch and root for this team. And the chaos that might happen elsewhere, that who knows who's going to make a little late claim to make everything interesting here. So, well, good stuff. I think we hit all the major topics. I think we're in a good place. Jose, Chris, appreciate it. Of course, I'll be trying to post some more stuff at Afterburn.soccer. Meant to post some stuff last week. I have been swamped. I just have been so busy. But that's life, that's life.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be tracking Marcin when he drops those fresh the $100 bills in the bank accounts.
He doesn't owe me anything. Unfortunately, I went double or nothing on the Cowboys game, and I regret that now.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. That was not.
Yeah. Different sport, different time.
Yeah.
It's not looking good. It's almost been like I almost wonder like maybe the Hunt family should buy the Dallas Cowboys, and it might be a better run. I mean, and as much as fans have complained about the Hunts mismanaging their teams, like maybe that would be an improvement for the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm more worried that the Jones will buy out.
Okay, well.
Yeah, let's not put that curse on this, Jose.
Exactly.
For another 30 years too. Well, all right. Well, it's Monday Night Football tonight too, so enjoy the game if you guys can stay up and watch.
Yeah. Good night, guys.
Oh, yeah. Detroit is playing, right?
Detroit versus Baltimore. Yeah.
Yeah. My son's
right,
a Ravens
good
fan.
luck.
So we'll see.
Good luck to your team.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for liking, listening, subscribing. See you next time.
Yep. See you guys.